All right, today I want to show you how you can build agents with Zapier Agents and connect some cool MCP servers from Apify. And in this example, I want to create a travel agent. So the first thing that I like to do is test the actual MCP tools in Claude Desktop, then figure out what kind of system prompt or instructions that I need to give it. And then finally, I can go and build my agent in Zapier and connect the MCP tools. All right, so for this example, I will start out by going to the mcp.apify.com. Here I can actually customize my own MCP server and include the actors that I want. So in this case, I want to add the kiwi.com server, which is a great way to kind of find flights. So I just click on here, I find a Kiwi, and I click on save. I will then generate a URL for this. So let me go here, save changes, and over here I will have a URL that defines what the MCP server is. I can just go ahead and copy that. So basically the MCP will call the tool that is on the Apify marketplace. So I will go to Claude and I will add this as a new server. So let's add a custom connector here. Go to settings, connectors. Let's call this Kiwi MCP server and put the URL there. Now, first thing that you want to do after you've actually added that, it's by default disconnected, so you will have to connect it. So I'm going to go ahead and just configure that. Oh, it's already connected because I have my OAuth, but usually you would have to just connect it like this, and it will take you down to your Kiwi and ask you to validate. All right, so let's go back. First thing you want to do, as I said, is test the server. So start with a new chat. I want to use the Kiwi MCP server to find flights from Prague to Rome, for example. And over here, the server will basically, or Claude will basically ask our server. It has some follow-up questions that it needs to know to give me the right flights. So let me do that. I will give it some of my information. So I would like to fly on next week on the 28th of October. I want to return between 3 to 5 days. Looking for cheapest ticket. I'm a bit flexible when it comes to travel. Let's say, okay, it's just me, just one adult, and I'm trying to save money, so I'll go economy. All right. So I submit that, and now it is basically going to call the tool. It's using the MCP server now. It reformatted my prompt into this JSON object, and now it will come back with a response. All right, so then it came back with a response with all the flights that are available to me. So this is like my travel assistant that I can use. Instead of looking for the flights, it gave me a very pragmatic and very fast way to actually find the right flights with all the prices and a nice little table here. All right, so let me, and if you click it, of course, here, this is a deep link. It will take you straight into that flight that you want. So, for example, this one is going from Prague to Rome on the 28th of October at 12:55, and etc. And you can actually just book it from here by clicking on continue. All right, so now we have that. If we go back to Claude, and we can ask it to actually create a prompt that will, and I did that over here. I actually asked it to, after I use the server, now give me the instructions and system prompt for a system agent that will use this MCP. Okay, and it gave me this nice little prompt. Now you can take this prompt and use it on your agent. So this is a great way to make the results of the agents more deterministic and make it focus on how the server actually works. Okay, so I will go back now to Zapier and let's start our agent. So under Zapier, if you go, there will be a section for agents. So I can go here, for example, and you can see here, this is where the agents you'll find under Zaps, chatbots, and agents are over here. All right, So just create a new agent, and this is good. I'll start from scratch. I don't need a copilot for this time. All right, let's copy and paste that. So now we've just created this plot, this prompt, the instructions to follow, and now let's invoke the tools. All right. You're helpful. First thing that you want to do is to actually, I will create this agent that will be triggered from Slack. So I will add a trigger here first, and I will choose Slack. So when a message is posted to a channel, for example, let's limit this to a certain channel. So here I already created a channel for testing my agent. So it's called MCP Travel Agent. Make sure the trigger for bot messages is no, because otherwise I want the agent to reply back, and you don't want this to be a infinite loop. Okay, so you go ahead and you save that. Okay, you're a helpful searcher. Okay, first thing I want to do is to confirm to the user that you are looking for the flight by sending him her a message to, let's invoke a tool here. We'll put Slack, and we will put send channel message. Okay, so let me just make this more deterministic here. I will specify the actual message that I want to send the user to which channel, and Zapier app. I think the rest of the things you can leave it for automatic. Okay, all right. So sign message that you are doing the task, then use, and then go again at the MCP server that we created. So first time you actually do run this, you will have to install the MCP server here. So I will show you how to do that. So okay, you can actually install a new account by just connect a new account here. Sorry, let me just do that. Okay, and you will get to the screen which allows you basically to create a new MCP server. So again, take that same URL, if you remember, just put it there, and for the rest of the things leave it as is, because we will be using OAuth for this. And this should connect. It will take you directly into Apify using OAuth, and then just allow access. And there you have it. You are connecting your travel assistant directly with just a few clicks. All right, so we have it here. Now the tool, again, just to make it more deterministic, do choose the tool. So here I will look for the actual tool itself, and it's right there. Okay. For the rest of the things, of course, if you're doing complicated agent workflows, you want to, fill this in. But here I will let the agent, decide for me all of this, and I think it should handle it. Okay, so save. So you're after they send the Slack message, then use the MCP client, and then maybe, I want to organize all the options that they give me in a sheet so I can refer back to it later. And then post all the flight options and details to, and invoke a tool. So here we go. I will update. So actually what I want to do is let's create a new sheet. So I will call this here travel options 1. What you want to do is actually include headers, right? So let's put a date, let's put from, let's put to, let's put price. What else do we need. If you want, you can go back and see what are the actual results. Class, price, and the booking link, of course. Okay. So class and booking link. Maybe make this a bit bigger since the booking link will be. Just do a bit of this. Okay. Now we have this sheet. Maybe here, just call the tab October flights. All right, so then that's good. It's saved. Now let's go back and let's update this. Okay, so update spreadsheet row since we might have several flights, right? So let's do that. Let's go back and let's also be more deterministic for this. I don't want it to go and post flights everywhere. Let me just travel options. Okay, so my Google Drive. Let's choose the actual sheet that I created, and here is this October flights. All right. Of course, you can probably make this into a value and then include several tabs for the different months. All right, so go ahead and save that. All right, so that's good. I think we've done that. Let's preview the agent. So before you test it on Slack, it's a good idea to just click on preview here and let's test the agent. So at first start, things might not be good, but it does. Okay, let's find me flights from, let's debug this, New York to Prague for next week. This is probably an issue because the Slack message, the trigger. Okay, so it is actually generating a Slack message now. So that's the first step. If I go back to my Slack, I can see here it already posted on the Slack message that it's looking for the flight for me. So okay, let's go back here. Now it's actually looking for the flight, so it's running the tool. Again, the first time that it uses the tool, sometimes there are some issues as it's trying to debug how the MCP server works. But the beauty about all of this is that it's doing the learning by itself. You don't have to do the debugging, you don't have to do the learning, it will do it by itself. You can see now it's going to fix the passenger format by itself. And this issue should only be, and it starts to improve over time as the agent learns how to use the actual MCP server. And that's the beauty about it. Okay, so it got some more instructions from the server on how to actually use the tool. Again, what I found is when we use Claude, of course, it went much faster. In many cases, if you use a model like 4.5, it does perform better. It figures out how to use the tool. The instructions are clearer, but it will get this done. All right, so it looks like it actually did. Okay, so now it found some good flight options, and it is updating the Google Sheet. Let's see if it does what it does just by the prompt there. If it tries to figure out exactly how to update the different sheet options. Oh, okay, there you go. It already populated the sheet. Cool. Now I have some flights. Okay, looks like it's probably updating more flight options. Here we go, other flight options. So this is really cool. The MCP server and the agent are talking directly and populating the sheet for me. All right, so this approval process is only in the preview mode, but so when you're actually deploying this, it will work seamlessly. All right. So it keeps on going. All right, so it keeps on finding flights and populating the sheets as it finds those flights. And of course, you can now use the you can trigger it on Slack. So if I go, I need to find flights. Let's say I live in Prague, so from Prague to Barcelona. All right, and if you go back to the actual agent, you can see under the area here, this flight search assistant that we created. Okay. Oh, I need to probably turn it on. Yeah, I need to turn this on. Once I turn that on, it will start triggering on Slack. So let me go back here. Let me turn these off. I do have some other flight agents. I will turn all these off. And I will turn on this new agent that we just created. And let's go back to Slack. And let's say, all right. I think that's our other agent. I want to find flights from Prague to Barcelona. And the agent itself, if you refresh this, okay, will start the process. Let me just look at this. Okay, I think it's over here. It will start to trigger, and that's it. It is going. So it will send me a confirmation message. Okay, so first thing that it will do, of course, is send me this confirmation message that it's looking for the flights, and eventually it will just populate this with the flights from Prague to Barcelona. So that's the Zapier agent using one of the MCP servers at Apify. We have over, I would say, 120 MCP servers. So I'm excited to see what kind of use cases people will use them for.